Hey there team, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Manufactoria 2022. So this is apparently, if you like Zachtronics games, you're gonna like it. It's a logic puzzling brain twister where you have like conveyor belts of robots that you have to, I don't know, solve. That's all I really know going in. I think that's all that you really need to know. So let's go. Cam's Craft Robotics. Last week I got fired. Oh, boo-hoo. Department-wide streamlining, they said, no hard feelings, and that was that. Well, this is the modern day. I didn't know what to do. It wasn't like I could just follow my childhood dream and start making toy robots in my backyard shed, unless that's exactly what I did. Okay, well, that's fine. Cool. What do we got here? I couldn't believe it. After years of planning and dreaming, I, little old Cameron, was building robots. It was a small start, but someday, with persistence and dedication, this could be the third best robot shop in the metropolitan area. Yeah, okay, cool. Nothing bots. Simple. Click to enter. You haven't built anything. I started by making robots that did exactly nothing. I could sell them as paperweights, pet rocks, avant-garde decor. The possibilities were endless. Okay, yeah, cool. Or you could just sell pet rocks. But hey, I'm not here to assess your business strategy. Press escape or click on the construction grid to start building. Produce a robot. Move it from the start to the exit. Yeah. What's Z mean? Z doesn't do anything. Alright, run. Alright, cool. Put the robot in the rubbish hole. Done. I didn't exactly manufacture it, to be honest, but that's fine. Robots are usually scary and dangerous. Battle robots, giant industrial robots, job-stealing robots. Oh, wow, this prick's got a chip on his shoulder, doesn't he? By being totally harmless, these nothing bots were already way above average. A great start. Okay, onward. Onward. Onward and upward. Click on enter. Only way my robots would do anything was if I programmed them stamping symbols onto their tape. Oh, okay. For my first program, why not a robot that stamped other things? Okay. I don't mind these little narrative stabs, you know. Obviously, there's a bit of self-insert from the writer. I don't know what industry hurt him, but I digress. And there's a little bit of snark in there, job-stealing robot snap. Hey, that's okay. That's fine. That's subjective flavor. Some might see that as humor. I might see that as, you know, a cry for help. But regardless, I like this way of narrative construction in video games, where they just give you little stabs. It's kind of adjacent in a way to like the world building in a Dark Souls game. Very different, I know that, but we just get snippets that you find as you go along. I kind of like these little snippets that are absolutely secondary to the gameplay because it's a game at the end of the day. I'm sick of all this visual novel bullshit. Should be a game with some story tacked on. Anyway, Scarlet, you ran about that every second video. Well, good. Means you're watching my videos. What did I do that for? Stampers. Stamp onto the end of a robot's tape that send the robot forward. Yes, okay. Why am I clicking these? Yeah. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, it stamps them as they go past. Is that what's going on here? Program the robot by stamping red power ZZ onto its tape, then produce it. Okay. But how do the stampers interact? Like if I go run, perfect. I dumped a robot on the floor. Apparently that's a no-no. Good to know. Didn't quite work. Okay, cool. So how do I rotate again? Oh, I can mouse wheel. Hey, okay, cool. Yeah. Stamper. Oh, right, okay, that symbol's sort of throwing me. Aha. Red. Blue. Bang. Stampy, 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 poopy. Done. With the press of a button, my robots would pop out a stamp and would go on would go wild on a paper, wall, or whatever surface that was in front of them. The kid who bought one told me it'd look great on social media. Not my area of expertise, but hey, my robot worked. Well, that's all that really matters. What's this? Why did you want to build this robot? Now and then? Okay, whatever. Yeah, I can't tell with like the style of the writing, but the setting is unusual. But it does kind of smack of this Silicon Valley self-insert. You see it all the time, right? Apparently not allowed to say this, but I do now anyway. Like these games about, oh, I'm a game developer and I suffer from depression. That shit's played out. You know, but it's very difficult for you to broach that gap because, or that topic, or even say it, because it's a big no-no, because it's their fees, their feels. So I'm sort of like, did this dude have a failed jumpstart into the robot community, or is this some sort of replacement for writing code and developing games or something? I'm not sure. Or it could all just be made up. That's fine. But again, it's not so bad these days, but you go back, not quite a decade, but you know, when the indie games were starting to come into prominence, all these people that want to tell you about how hard their life was through the medium of storytelling, which is laughable. But anyway, that's nothing against this writer, because I don't know, it might just be that they're using that that sort of methodology to write a story of fiction. Couldn't believe it. After years of planning and dreaming, little old Cameron, was building robots. Wait, didn't we already? Yeah, we already said that. Amaze bots or flautistry, as in a flautist is someone who plays a flute. This looks like side quest, I think, maybe? I don't know, but I'm very curious about the flute scenario. Tell me about that. Could a robot truly create art or music? Philosophers have debated the question for years. Do they? Do they really wonder about it? I guess it is a philosophical question. After I found an old flute in my garage, I popped it into a retractable compartment, added an air compressor, and got ready to find out. Yeah, okay. Well, it is a flute, so I was right about that. Okay, right. What do you want me to do? What's this shit? Sends robot through itself in a straight line. Carries robot one space forward. Yeah? It goes through a pipe, does it? Okay, so this is a convoluted way of saying this is a crossover conveyor belt, right? Yeah, sure, I get ya. All right, what's going on here? If we go there, we'll go red, blue, red, blue. Well, I might have to actually use a conveyor belt here, right? Probably here too. That should work, right? Pretty rudimentary stuff, but you got to start somewhere, right? So here's the thing I know I'm spending too much time on the story, but it's because you're telling me this shit about playing a flute. There's no flute. There's no air compressor. There's no nothing. It's just a spatial reasoning puzzle. Don't get me wrong, I like the spatial reasoning puzzle, but I'm so disinterested in your story because it has no bearing. I was expecting you to give me a flute and an air compressor and give bits and pieces, right? What is the end result of this? The end result is Scarlet doesn't care about the story even remotely now, so he doesn't press it. You know, it's too fluffy. Okay, what's next? When all robots start, where all robots enter your assembly line. You need one of these, but you can't have more than one. Okay. Aha. Exit, where robots are produced out of your assembly line. Right, so if I press Z next, does that switch that off altogether? Wait. Do I have to, because it won't let me deselect. Remove unwanted machinery from your construction line. I'm trying to figure out how I can. Yeah, that's what I was looking for, the deselect. Okay, yeah, cool, because I don't want it to be on F and V all the time. All right, what are you trying to tell me now? You want to go blue, red, red. Blue. That makes more sense there. Blue, red, red. Blue, red. So sort of twirling into the center. Yeah, we could do that. What if we go F, start, blue, blue, red, red. Blue, red, V, run. Let's see how that goes. I get it. I'm waiting for the shoe to drop. I'm not exactly the biggest brain trust out there, but this isn't exactly the most complex version of these sort of games I've ever played. So you know, I'm still going with the baby steps. Oh, I think maybe you have to beat both of those to prereq that. You are here. You haven't built. Okay, so what's the point of this map? What's this arrow here? Is there a scenario where I could complete this without... Again, what is this? It's non-functional. It's like your story. So for all this scribble and that, which is kind of cute, it doesn't mean shit. You might as well have just given me a drop down of picking missions. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to bang my drum. I'm here for the core loop. All right, now what's this? What does this do? Right-facing scanner. If there is a doot or a doot, is it always power and sleep? But does it have anything to do with power or sleep? It's literally just a tag. It's a checkpoint system, right? It's like going through a metal detector. I don't think it means anything. Yeah, this is like, I wouldn't say it's intentionally deceptive, but this is how it might be received by some, right? It's like, oh, cool, power, sleep. This, to me, when I see that, that indicates that you're going to create an AI. Especially, and when you say tape, I'm thinking like an old school sort of, it reads it so you write the commands in. But so far, none of this has anything to do with robots. It is just a conveyor belt simulator. Do you know what I mean? And all we're doing is slapping stamps on them. So, like I said, there's a lot of theme in here that, whether intentional or otherwise, is coming across as quite deceptive. Yeah. I think some people won't mind, and some people will bounce the fuck off it. Right-facing scanner. This removes it and sends the robot in the matching... Oh, hang on. If there is a thing at the start of the tape, this removes it and sends the robot in the matching direction. Okay. Yeah. This is my one complaint about Zachtronics games, which I like. I really like Last Call BBS and all that, but I find their sort of complex machineries to be incredibly convoluted. Like, but that's more personal. I know this isn't Zachtronics, but they drew heavy inspiration from it. You know, you sort of really manipulate and bend the puzzle to make it fit a certain shape, as it were, as opposed to being an organic, let's say, stand-in simulation for like a robot building workshop or something. We've got these really weird mechanics that don't make a lot of sense other than to make a complex puzzle for the sake of itself. I'm doing my best to find my words because it's a difficult concept to try and convey. My brain's got it, but my words aren't getting it. Otherwise, it sends the robot straight down. So this is sort of like an if-else check condition in a way. And they're exactly the same, the difference being that they're just left or right facing. Is that it? Yeah. Move all commands from the robot's tape before producing it. Before producing it to the exit. Right, so it starts with a tape, right? So we got to strip it. So if I were to do this and then go spacebar as run, I guess, it's got the tape commands there. Can I press escape? Okay, cool. If there is a thing at the start of the tape, this removes it and sends a robot in the matching direction of the tape. So for example, if it's red at the front, which it is, and I did that, for example, then place this here, it'll spit it out to the right and strip it off the thing. Okay. Again, like I said, convoluted. This isn't really very real world. And I'm not trying to bash it. I just find it an interesting thing to sort of ruminate on, right? Because if you're not, the real end result, whether you like it or not, is that you are not married to the theme in any way. The robot workshop thing. It has actually zero connection to the gameplay. What we're doing has nothing to do with robots at all. It's a product, an X insert MacGuffin going down a conveyor belt line that we're interacting with. And the problem with that is, now I don't give a shit about the robots or Cameron's little backstory and even the art or anything, because it has no bearing. Because you could easily put this through a Steam workshop and mod it. Well, not easily, but you understand my point. You could just reskin this whole thing and it wouldn't change the core. And the problem with that is, the downside of that is I have zero investment in the skin now, because it's not even mechanically tied to the game. All right, hopefully that's the last that I preach about that. But I just find it interesting. Okay, so we want to scrub red, right? And then we want to scrub blue. So I suppose we could, I guess I could just rotate this, right? Can it go in this way? Is that something that we're allowed to do? Yeah, there you go. It can go in any way it wants. That's fine. Okay, so if we want to scrub red and then we want to scrub blue and then we want to scrub red again, and then I guess we can just put a bloody exit there as well, right? I must have paused it by accident then. Okay, cool. Okay, sure. I'll be curious what the next map looks like. This could be a business, made a few calls. Like, again, I'm sorry, I've lost my investment. Oh, okay, so we go to the next place. Ah, if I were to click on that, is it the same? I like this. I like I don't even know what this is. Like, is it a table and these are pamphlets on it or whatever? It looks cool. Yeah, so looking at this diagram, I don't think it's unfair to assume that if I complete this mission and then I complete this mission, that will unlock the next mission, right? But I don't think that's what it's going to be. However, it might be that we can do these ones with the dark lines on them. No, but this then technically has a dark line as well. Do you see what I mean? Well, let's find out. But this diagram, what this is explaining to me and you in terms of UI, in terms of visual presentation, is do this mission, do that mission, then you can go to the next level. That's what this says right now. However, I feel like that's not what it's going to do, and that's why I raise it. Like I said, it's either intentionally deceptive in its design, which I don't want to jump to that conclusion, or it's misguided. Even though it looks clean, it's actually non-functional UI. It's technically poor. I feel like I'm bashing this game a lot, but outside of the loop, it's doing a lot wrong. The loop's cool, right? Okay, so what's going on here? Input, goal, junk robots that enter your assembly line with an empty tape. Toss them into a fire, accept the rest, sending them to the exit. Okay. Input. Okay. I'm trying to understand what you're telling me, game. What if I just put a bunch of conveyor belts like that? What happens? Do you just keep pumping robots out, or is it just one? No, it's this junk bot. Okay. Input. Goal. Junk robots that enter your assembly line with an empty tape. Well, that doesn't, by the look of it. Like, are we... This just makes me want to play Automa Chef or something, to be honest. Where rejected robots go. One process. That's what I was looking for. Accepted a robot that should have been tossed in the fire. Okay, cool. Now, I'll give benefit of the doubt that this might have been covered in its sort of side story that I skipped over, sure. But I was just trying to get indication from the UI, again, titled Failures, interestingly. It's not really telegraphing very well. Input. Robots program with doot or nothing. Got you, right? Junk robots that enter your assembly line with an empty tape, toss them into the fire. Accept the rest. Okay, well, we can do that. We'd want a scanner, right? And so I can only go left or right. Though it's empty or nothing. Empty is all that matters. So it's not that I'm scanning for blue or red, it's that I'm scanning for not blue or red, if that makes sense, right? So if that's the case there, do that like that, and that should work, right? No. Interesting. Interesting. Because it bumps them back. I thought you... Okay, well that's... I misunderstood how that block works. That's fine. So... it'll bounce it if it's the wrong one. That's fine. I guess what we do there is... cast them into the fire, Isildur. And then... Can I have multiple exits? Is that something I'm allowed to do? Well, there you go. That'll do it. Yeah, nice. However, like, again, to harp on the point of it being convoluted, right? We're throwing things that don't have anything on the tape in the bin, right? However, each of these things that went to the exit, because this button strips the color it scans. So that went in with red, the first one. It checked it, it deleted the red, and then put it in the exit. So the robot that we actually threw in the exit at the end is actually clean tape as well, right? Do you see what I mean? So it's like the very specific conditional is if it had something on its tape when it comes in at the beginning, which, to be honest, we don't have any gameplay mechanisms to scan for such a scenario. It just so happens that if you complete the puzzle the exact way that the developer intended it, that's how it will manifest. But never at any point is this scanned for, did this have tape at the beginning when it came in, right? Presumably, if we had a stamper, we could start stamping it ourselves. And then what happens? Then what do you put in the bin? You could put something with 30 stamps on it, but it didn't have any when it came out. But then how do you check for that? And you can't. It's my point is there's an internal logic problem with the puzzle, and it reads too much like riddle. Now, see, I hate riddles. I love puzzles. I hate riddles because often the riddle isn't that good until you hear the solution. And often it's the people that think riddles are good are the ones telling the riddle. They think they're very clever for coming up with this riddle that they've reverse engineered. But the only way to really think it's clever is to know the answer in the first place. It's usually convoluted and obfuscated and not built on logic. Anyway, now I am getting on a bit of a tangent, but it sort of kills me that these puzzles are reading more as riddles than puzzles. Like, you know, the only thing that goes in the bin doesn't have a stamp when it spawns in. Okay, but I can't actually check for that. All right, here we go. Robots enter with 0 to 9 on their tape. Okay. Except robots that enter with 2 blue at the start of their tape. So, but only if they start. Okay, well, that's not actually that complicated. Unless, of course, well, let's see if it holds up its end of the bargain. right? So what you would want to do is scan like that. And then you would want to... We could do that. Then you can put an exit. So let's go on blue check, and then the rest is all just fucking bins. Burn everything. That should be it. Done. How many, we do a couple hundred or something? Cool. Now, moment of truth. Oh, I can. Okay. Now, 50-50 on that one. I can't quite take it back because what happened here at the beginning? We completed them and it wouldn't give it literally wouldn't unlock this next mission until we completed this. So if anything, this is inconsistent. It's worked this time, but it didn't work the other time, the prereq system. So this UI, you know, I will walk back that this UI is now functional because it's working. But why did I think that? Because the previous one was non-functional. Oh God. Anyway, let's see if we can do something hard before I, you know, put this in the bin. I shouldn't say that. I like the puzzle. I do. I'd be curious if this is a one-man effort, of which I would be sympathetic. You know, I can't imagine having to do every aspect of making a game. And I'll tell you now, if I made a game, the narrative point's going to be the weakest point whatsoever, right? So if this is a one-man job, that's fine. You're doing well, and you can take my feedback as honest, heartfelt criticism. I know I can have a sharp edge being a bogan that I am. But if there were multiple people in this team and you could actually point to the individual that shit the bed on the UI or hasn't really done well to tie the theme to the core game, however, that to me is a project delivery problem, or not delivery, but there's a project level problem in that someone, you know, the head of your studio, say you're a 5-man studio, hypothetical, the head should sit you down and go, okay, why are you writing this whole story? What is this fixation with robots and what the fuck does it have to do with this game? You know? So like, you can't really put that on the writer. Yeah, that would actually, funnily enough, I believe that would be on your design lead, your developer lead. The writer's just doing what he's bloody told. Okay, anyway, super sprayer, home delivery, whatever, super sprayer. Hang on, so I don't have to do this at all? Okay. But I have to do these? Whatever, give me super sprayer. Give me that, that'll do. All right, shower head something, whatever. Robots enter with 0 to 9 on their tape. Gotcha. Junk robots that enter with any red on their tape. That enter with any red on their tape. Can I create a feedback loop? Right? Because if I can do that, we're laughing. Right? No, we can't put it hard up against the wall, I don't think. Because so we go blue there, right? Because it strips it. You got to remember it strips it. And white means nothing anyway. So hypothetically, if this came through here, that's fine. You can put that straight in the bin. Can I like, oh, what the fuck was that? I wanted to select everything. Selects and moves a group of machines. That's actually exactly what I wanted to do, but I just didn't know the control yet. Right click to grab. I thought I was right clicking just then. Anyway, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I feel like I've been quite critical of this game, but honestly, there's a charm to it. I like these sort of puzzle games. I've played a fair few. Autonomous Chef is the one that comes to mind that's quite funny. I wouldn't necessarily say that the loop in this is bad. Anyway, so let's finish this puzzle. What was I bloody saying? If it enters with any red on their tape. Okay, so you got to read between the lines, right? For starters, let's go and create a proviso that say the tape's empty. There you go, bang. But what it's really saying is what blue is on the thing. That's what I hear in my programming background. All right. So essentially, we get it to check. If it comes out red, junk robots that enter with any red on the tape. So if it comes out red, that's fine. Sorry, I got it back to front, but I think you understand my point. If it comes out with white on it, well, which is to say there are no symbols, then that's a pass condition straight away. All right. So essentially we check. White, cool. Red, bin. Blue, strip the blue and send it back through. Right? What we could probably do is... Actually, no, let's just create a loop. Don't make it too complicated, Scarlet. Presumably it'll let me do a reverse feedback loop like that. That should be it. What does shift do? Toggle manipulation actions on. What? Oh, what is this? Flips the selected machine. Yeah, but I think this will work, right? I don't need your extra buttons. Success, done. Yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with that. God, I kind of... Like I said, this game gets a tick from me, for sure. And I think I've just been overly critical of all the fluff around it. I had some things to say. Bugger it. Let's do this. Let's just do one more. We'll go over time, to make up for my complaints. If this does make its way to the developer, I don't know, share the video with them or whatever. My apologies if you made it this far. I really do like your game. And let me pause for one moment. Anyone that's followed the channel for any length of time knows that I get really shitty with bad story in games. Not because I think story should be good. I just think there's a lot of loser crap writers in our industry that are trying to co-opt and hijack our games, right? We're here to play games. If I wanted to watch a shitty story, I'd just go watch Netflix, right? So it's not that I feel like writing could do better. It'd be nice if it could. I just think it's overrepresented in the gaming space. So at the core, this is a cool game. I like the loop. I have some issues with its UI, but generally I like the art. It's very accessible functionally. So for that UI component, or UX even, right? All of this is incredibly functional and easy to get around. I just feel like the whole theme and story isn't tied in very well. But in the scheme of, Scarlet's complaints, that's not really a complaint. You could just delete the story, no offense, and I think it'd still be a great game. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so what's this one? Junk robots that enter with any blue after red. See, now straight away, if I was writing this up as a fucking user story and shipping this out to a team, that's too ambiguous an instruction. All right? I will take it at its literal, but there should be clarification, especially when there's a human reading it. Any blue after red. Do you mean sequentially? What do you mean? So I'm going to take it as literally, and it's probably the correct answer, but my point is this isn't the most fantastic way to promulgate directives from above. Junk robots that enter with any blue after red. So what we would do in that case is we would have a single check loop that strips red and deals with it there until it can't strip it anymore. So say it hits a blue, and then we will ignore all subsequent red because we don't think that is applied here. Okay? Hope this is making sense. Junk robots that enter with any blue after red. Any blue after red. So you need to check condition red. Bang. This is interesting though. The white's fine. Because that implies that there's either nothing left on the tape or there's blue. Any blue after red. No. Yeah, so both these scenarios infers that there is in fact no red in the front. So you should be able to just chuck an exit on both of them just straight away, right? So junk robots that have any blue after red. So this would strip the red. Now, what you would need then is a condition check if there are any blue. Now, that's the other thing. Are you saying immediately? Are you saying red, blue? Or are you saying red, 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 blue? Because they're two different reads. The question would be, is it immediately after, or is it after ad infinitum, right? Junk any robots with any blue after red. Okay, so we've checked that this is red. So what we actually need to do is do a strip. We need to create a strip loop. I don't know what else to call it. To get all the red off the front of the tape. Yes, that's what we need to do. Probably going to need a pipe here, right? Because what we're going to do is, okay, we've stripped the first red. We're going through here. Oh, it won't. Will it be a pipe? No, it won't. We're going to check condition here. If it's another red, send it round. Strip. Strip all the red off, because we've already ascertained that there has been at least one red for it to end up on this path, right? Now, if it decides that it wants to pop out blue, clear, exit, because that means it was just a strip of red. And if it wants to at any point say that it's blue, then we put it in the bin, right? Now, there's potentially, we've got, what else goes in here is something like red, blue, something like that, but that doesn't really matter because I think that still passes the condition. Let's see. Now, why didn't you like that? Accepted a robot that should have been tossed into the fire. Try that again, please. Show me the script. Here we go. Blue, red, blue. You fuck. Junk any robots that enter with any blue after red. I guess that makes sense. Like, for all my big braining here and trying to unpack it, like, I'm talking it all out loud because this is how I solve problems, not because I think I fucking know what I'm doing. I'm just that kid that would speak out loud in class. Yes, I see this and I didn't account for it, right? That enter with any blue after red. So we probably want a mirror strip here. This is salvageable. This is, what is this? Fuck off. Reset. So we could probably do a mirror, actually, in a way. So if I did a blue strip loop. Well, hang on, let's see. It would have to be a separate loop. All right. Go through, strip blue. Let's just make it a straight mirror, right? Blue, 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 blue. Blue, white. No, we're not sending it back to there. This has definitely got a blue at the front. Strip all the blue, strip all the blue. Empty means pass. So V. Junk robots that enter with any blue after red. Okay, so we go through this red check condition. That strips. And then, fuck, because this is only checking it once. Yeah, I would probably need something more robust to do this. What are these tools? Flip the selected machines vertically. Swap the selection. I don't understand what that means. What is I don't understand what this is. Toggle manipulation off. Q, rotate. Oh, okay, that's just to maneuver the shit, the thing. Swap. Oh. I do want to finish this, now that I've bitten it off. What was this? This was a red condition. I guess I could make a longer loop that comes back on itself. The problem is if I strip all the blue off this and go through... No, I think you've got it, Scarlet. You're just doubting yourself, you dickhead. So essentially this is a red trigger. It's a red trigger. So what do we do with that? We go... I probably need some more space. Yeah, all that really matters is that it has a blue on it, right? So we throw that in the bin. Any blue after red. And Z that. That's clean. And we could create another feedback loop here. Right? Goes through here, scrubs the blue off. It hits a red condition. It's definitely got a red. So that's halfway through our prerequisite. We go up. If it's red clear, then it cleans. If it's just red pure, red clear, whatever, it'll clean. If it pulls up a blue at any time, because now it's technically after red, yeah, cool. So that should be it, right? There we go. Good. Ah, that was good. That twisted my brain a little bit harder than I thought it would at the end. Anyway, that's good. I really like this. This is a cool game. You should check it out if you're into these sort of things. Again, try not to take it too personally, a game designer, but that's that I don't like your story too much. But it's a good filter if you think about it, right? Because if you're all about the gameplay and the pure and just creating something that's fun to play, then most people would probably go, oh yeah, whatever, fuck. My story was shit, so it goes. You know, I'd be more upset if I was writing for Netflix and someone told me my story was shit. Anyway, I digress. Cool little game. Check it out yourself. Might just leave it there for the time being and I'll catch you guys on the next one.